It's news time. Information is power. Be current. The news headline: 4 attitudes Igbo youth should avoid because of the army's new operation in the southeast. Recently, there have been upsurge of insecurity issues in the southeast region of Nigeria, which has resulted to killings and agitations. Owing to these life-threatening activities, the Nigerian military has launched a new military operation in the region in order to curb the insecurity challenge going on there. And due to the pandemonium in Anambra State, which is about to have a governorship election, there have been enormous insecurity challenge in the state. However, insecurity challenge in the state, the Nigerian military has decided to go ahead of the Anambra election for 6th of November 2021 to ensure that there is compliance to law and order. And due to this heavy presence of the military, the southeastern region, agitators had actually been crying aloud that this might actually be an attempt of the federal government to wipe them out of their land, saying that is an attempt of the federal government to kill them. So definitely they are agitating that the military should actually be allowed to leave the southeastern region within this time around, that there are a whole lot of insecurity challenges. Therefore, the youth in the environment are actually urged that they should avoid anything that would cause violence in the forthcoming gubernatorial election in Anambra State. And this is why the traditional rulers themselves had come around to release statements regarding the same issue. Thursday, the statement partly reads that His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, to show sagacity, pragmatism, statesmanship, and fatherliness by causing the IPOB to be deproscribed as a terrorist organization. Mr. President should be able to escalate the military presence in the southeast zone as normalcy returns. This is also as the Igbo lawyers have stood their ground in support of Mazi Nnamdi. The federal government to take note that the Igbo Lawyer Association as a group will be sending a delegation of senior lawyers in solidarity with Mazi Nnamdi on Thursday in Abuja. Today, northern elders have maintained serious influence and discreet bargain with the federal government to look into the demands of bandits Boko Haram and monstrous Fulani herdsmen. Attention is directly given to their demands, but IPOB doesn't deserve the mercy and attention of the government. Those effectively agitating or exercising their constitutional guarantee right to self-determination are being killed like flies by the Nigerian security agents. Our people want to see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu ill and hearty on that day and consequently regain his freedom, which will substantially douse the rising tension in the southeast. And these are the Igbo Lawyers Association, who had again, joined their solidarity with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is actually at the DSS facility awaiting trial, saying that in a statement signed by the journalist in Aba on Sunday by the barrister Victor Owurimadu, who is actually the coordinator of the Igbo Lawyers Association, and also the secretary known as Barrister Felix Jonathan, where they say that they are craving for justice and fair hearing for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, at least for his release from detention without further ado. They made it clear that there is nothing that he has done according to the constitutional law, because it is his right for peaceful agitation, and therefore the federal government has failed woefully to engage Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the IPOB leader, and other agitators who called for self-determination into dialogue, saying that they would send their senior lawyers to court on Thursday, October 21, 2021, in solidarity with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, saying that the federal government who ought to look into Boko Haram and the bandits and some other Fulani herdsmen killers had actually shifted attention to the indigenous people of Biafra and other people who are calling for peaceful agitation for self-determination, saying that they are giving these terrorists attention discreetly, but the indigenous people of Biafra seems not to deserve mercy and attention of the federal government, saying that those who are agitating for their constitutional rights are actually guided by the constitution, and therefore the Nigerian security agency should stop killing them like flies, because they are going to ensure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself regains freedom, which will substantially douse the rising tension in the southeast. Struggle for Indigo. because charity, they say, starts at home. And these were the words of Ike Ekweremadu concerning the ongoing mayhem in the southeastern part of the country, and also the detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kañu, who is presently at the DSS facility, of which it was said that the federal government is fully aware of the October 24, 2021, which was actually a day that Mazi Nnamdi Kañu will be tried again at the Court of Law in Abuja. The lawmaker, that is his legal defense, the lead AGO4, actually says that as a result of the fact that the federal government knows that October 24, 2021 is the date, that nothing will actually stop them from presiding on that day, because it has been rumored that they are attempting not to bring Nnamdi Kañu to court that very day, saying that as a result they have no logical excuse not to bring Mazi Nnamdi Kañu to court on that Thursday, October 24, 2021, seeing that Mazi Nnamdi Kañu himself has actually begged millions of his friends and followers to continue to conduct themselves and operate within the ambit of law as they have always done, seeing that more noticeable and commendable is the fact that their solidarity has stayed unbroken even in the face of all adversity, for which he is truly grateful. And therefore, the Ekweremadu himself, which is actually a former deputy president of the Senate, actually called the Igbo themselves that they need, especially those ones living in diaspora, that is outside the country, that they need to start speaking against violent agitations, saying that the lawmaker actually opened up this virtual lecture, in South Africa, where he actually talked about this the Igbo in diaspora, a perspective which he delivered at the Igbo Heritage Lecture. During this lecture, he actually observed that a whole lot of worse things that could happen to Indigo at this time would be to their homeland to be turned into a battleground for another time in history, saying that it is imperative that the injustices and the marginalization that exist should be addressed, and in any case they must ensure that there is stability of Igbo land, because only in this way will the Igbo land, which they call Igbo, be prosperous economically, while also eliciting local and international sympathy and support for their predicament. In the past few months, they say that there has been a whole lot of mayhem in the southeastern region, and it was sacrosanct for the the Igbos in diaspora and every other Igbo to support themselves towards exposure to liberal and progressive democratic ideals, as well as access to international resources, seeing that the many Igbo sons and daughters have actually been detained in various correctional facilities across the country, and the issues of the clampdown on unarmed protesters and the challenge of extrajudicial killings in Igbo land in the most effective manner was needed, saying that he assures them that the Southeast Caucus of the National Assembly is not resting on Mazi Nnamdi Kañu's case, because they are finding a political solutions to his situation and they appreciate their understanding. Thanks for listening. That's it.